We are Cactus Wrestling. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos.
It's official. We're on Ferrari watch. Where will AJ Ferrari end up now that his quick stint in Iowa has officially come to the end? If you haven't heard the news, AJ Ferrari posted on Instagram, right?
Yep.
Instagram,
Yep.
basically saying that thank you for everyone at Iowa, but it's time for me to move on, and I am opening it up my to recruitment, and I have 3 years of eligibility and 665 pound deadlift baby and
Who
greatest
wants him?
197 pounder of all time, yada yada yada. So we're here to talk about what is an actual possible landing spot for AJ Ferrari to wind up.
I mean, I think the Ivies are definitely out. Like, I don't think he grade wise is going to get in any of there, or any of those schools would want to put up with the nonsense that he would bring.
Yeah, well, grades, I mean, that can be
I also,
bypassed.
well, I wonder his academic standing because has he been taking classes during this time? Has he been completely withdrawn? Like, how does that? I'm super curious about how all that has to be like logistically figured out. If he's,
He's
you
just
know,
going for a quadruple major.
yeah, well,
Just
I
takes
don't
the
know if he's been
long
doing
ball.
school. That's what I mean. Like, I don't. If he is doing school, does that take away from his eligibility because he's enrolled in classes? Um, like,
Well, we've seen all these 6 year guys. I mean, they go for grad school.
yeah, I don't know what's going on with like. It's an interesting case. Um, I think that his next stop isn't in wrestling. And I feel like I've kind of said this before.
Oh,
I don't think he's going to keep wrestling at the collegiate level. Um, I know that for a fact he's not
What
going to go
evidence
into
do you have,
international.
sir?
I think that, for lack of a better terms, it's time to go or get off the pot. Um, and I think AJ's been like, when he came on the scene, like he was a guy in high school who told my other high schoolers, I was like, this is the kind of guy that you want to wrestle like, great athletic ability, big high offense, great blast double for our upper weights. Like this is a guy to study. Um, he wins the national championship. I think it's awesome. I was an AJ Ferrari fan. I'm like, this is great. Some new life into a sport that can, for some guys, be a little dull, where each interview is the same thing, and there's the standard textbook definitions that we hear from a lot of wrestlers about like, oh, a lot of credit to my opponent, and AJ is like, nah, man, that dude's trash. I'm so much better. And then like he'll like flex on the camera, and I was like, it really was just like a great heel
Loyal.
for
Yeah.
wrestling.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, he's got such a great personality. But I thought it was just like a shtick, and it wasn't. And props to AJ for being authentic to himself, but that did turn a lot of people off from him. And now, 3 years almost, 3 years removed from his national championship.
In his mind, it's current.
Yeah, definitely it is. In his mind, it is current. I
wait a second. What part of I am young and starving for success on and off the wrestling mat makes you think that he doesn't want to wrestle? Come on.
I think that's what everyone puts in their LinkedIn
In their
when
LinkedIn.
when they're
What?
trying to like get a job. It's like I'm young, I'm ready to work, and I want the success on and off. I
I've
think
yet to see any evidence to indicate that he would not return.
I think that the options have been there for him, and he hasn't taken them. I think that he only wrestled
That
the
Olympic
soldier.
red shirt,
Yeah,
baby.
yeah, wrestled the soldier salute, acted like a jerk. Okay, whatever. There's tons of other open tournaments you can compete in. How about there's the U.S. Open? There's all this. You take an Olympic red shirt and you do nothing with it. There's zero competition. Um, if he's been so trying to get into the Iowa room, why didn't we see more things about it other than him like occasionally lifting with Ben Keeter?
Well, he likes lifting.
Well, I do too, but it's not doesn't pay my bills.
Yeah, but you don't
Um,
know. I mean, he's obviously been in the Iowa room. He's definitely been practicing with them.
has he? We don't. There's no footage of him practicing or wrestling.
I
There's a
mean, you
ton of
could
him.
just assume. I mean,
I would not make that assumption. There's been a ton of guys that I've seen him traveling all over Florida and whatnot to camps. on during during the season and out of the season. Um, I just think that AJ may want to wrestle, but I think at this point I don't know if a college is going to want to take him on. He has a lot of baggage and he's a handful.
Yeah, but I was just saying this off the camera. I mean, Gable Steveson had so much baggage, and Minnesota took him, and it was like,
I think Gable was doing bigger things at the time than AJ.
and
Yes,
again, what do you mean bigger things? The dude is an
At the time,
NCAA
he had done
championship.
nothing.
that's 3 years ago.
It was
3 years.
before he'd even All-Americaned.
So you're saying you
Gable?
would rather take
Yeah.
your
What did Gable do before he? Yeah, he had the legal issue that was solved while he was there.
Yes.
Okay, that happened, and then he made a name for himself there positively.
Yeah, but that was after the fact.
Yeah, but what's the question? I guess AJ isn't trying to do wrestling. He hasn't gone anywhere else. He's constantly getting into issues. He's constantly having issues everywhere.
Well, that's the whole point. He's trying to get back into it now.
I don't think he is though.
I mean, it was only last year that he finally got that legal thing to
It's true.
be dropped or resolved in whatever way it was.
Well, like I said, I'm not going to be surprised when he doesn't wrestle. I've said it. I think his career is done in wrestling. I think he's going to transition to like MMA or something. I think the WWE would probably be his best bet.
I think he'll be back. It's just a matter of where.
I don't think colleges want to take the risk.
Oh, there'll be if there's guys like the brands that were willing to take the risk, there'll be someone else that's also.
But if the brands weren't willing to take the risk, like we're seeing right now,
well, they were. I think their AD forced their hand.
Yeah.
So if Iowa won't take you, where do you go?
Well, that's where we're heading with this video. So let's start at the Big Ten, okay, and just based on Big Ten schools. So Penn State, no, definitely not.
Yeah, definitely.
Ohio State,
No.
Maybe.
Tom Ryan doesn't seem like the kind of guy.
What do you mean? He's an Iowa guy.
Okay, and a lot.
He was the brand's teammates. What do you mean? He's hard nosed.
I'm not saying he's hard nosed. I think he's a good businessman.
I mean, yeah, Ferrari should be able to beat Geog.
Yeah, he definitely could. I think he could possibly. Oh, it's not. It's tough because
that's not a bad landing pad for him if he can mesh well with that squad.
I think he's too much of a personality.
It's just a matter of who's willing to take the risk, and if Ohio State wants to take a risk to actually propel them to title contendency or even top 3, then they're gonna do better with Ferrari in the lineup than Luke Geog.
Yeah, I would agree with that because, yeah, he would be. Yeah.
So Ohio State's a maybe. Wisconsin's a no because they just signed Massimo Endine.
Yep, and same with Michigan because they just got Cardenas, so I doubt they're going to double down on.
Yep,
they're 97.
Nebraska's probably a no because they have Silas Allred. Although I feel like Mark Manning would probably take him on.
I don't know. I still am not sold on Ohio State. Geog is only slightly worse last season than Glazier, and Ferrari and Glazier was a very close match, regardless of how the actual outcome happened. With Glazier winning by default, it was a super close match. And Geog has 3 more years of eligibility as well. I wouldn't put it past him to have gotten better. Not enough maybe to beat AJ, but I wasn't super impressed with AJ's performance as with wrestling last year.
Well, to your point though, if he wasn't wrestling full time, then you would think that he only has much higher to go up.
Who, Geog?
No, Ferrari. Like if you're not impressed with his performance last year, under the assumption that he wasn't training all that much, then a full year of actually training, he should widen that gap.
That's very true.
You'd like to think.
One would think with standard logic, yeah. We would not. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to tell.
I'm not sold on it.
Well, how about Rutgers? Rutgers a no, probably because Paz.
Well, they got Paz. I think that they have a Jersey connection though, but I don't think with again with Paz having multiple years left as well.
If
Him
there is a
being close,
Jersey Connect, then maybe Ryder.
that would be very interesting to see him go to a quote unquote smaller program like
They
Ryder.
took on Jesse Del Vecchia.
I was just about to say, my old teammate Jesse Del Vecchia, he went from Binghamton to Ryder and was an NCAA finalist.
Yeah,
So Ryder might be an interesting landing option if he wants to go to Jersey.
be a Jersey boy.
Purdue, he probably wouldn't have an issue starting for Purdue.
I'm
Yeah, I don't think
not sure they have a 197 that even qualified last year.
Yeah, I don't think they did. I think he would definitely slide right in.
You got Northwestern. That's a pretty good academic school. So
I don't think Northwestern's where he'll.
How about Rutgers? I mean, how about Binghamton? They lost to Prey.
Knowing
You think
Kyle Borchoff,
Borchoff would-
I don't know if he's going to be reaching out. Plus, it's like
I doubt it.
Ferrari's going to be driving a premium too.
Well, I feel like he's going to try to get a big NIL deal, and I think that's going to keep some of the smaller schools out of it.
What
I
about?
think
It depends on. Well, if the schools aren't the ones paying for it, though, then it's like
but
what. I
typically
don't know.
smaller schools have smaller booster programs, right? Like that would make
Right, but
sense.
isn't the NIL different? Like, isn't that
Yes
different?
and no. It's a lot of it. Although they're saying like, oh, like you can get like local ads, like John's car shop, can come by and you do a commercial like come buy tires, from the Ferrari guy himself. But it's not like that. A lot of it is just a way to funnel in booster club money to these guys.
Yeah.
Well, with the new legislation coming out, I mean, it's pretty
Big
much
video
gonna
coming up with
allow
that.
schools to pay them directly.
Yeah.
So,
I just
Northern Colorado.
well, we haven't got to Big 12 yet.
yeah. Well, I'm kind of just throwing names all over the
To
place.
to finish the Big 10, we got Illinois, Indiana, Iowa's out, Maryland's out because Jackson Smith. Minnesota has Isaiah Salazar listed at 197.
At
So
97. Moving on up.
yes, bumping up
Jackson Smith is
bumping
terrible.
up from 84.
Hmm.
So those are the Big Ten and then Michigan we talked about. So
Yeah.
of the Big Ten schools, realistically, I could maybe see Ohio State, and that's it. Maybe Indiana. I don't know why.
What?
Because they have Brayton Lee go there.
Yeah, I doubt he'll go to Indiana though.
I wonder about. I mean, it's not a Big Ten school, but I do kind of wonder about South Dakota State. They lost. They had Tanner Sloan.
So now let's get to
Damian
Big
Hahn's
12.
gonna want-
So Big 12, we have Air Force, no. Cal Baptist,
I doubt it.
Iowa State, no, because Christian Carroll just signed
Yeah,
there.
they just got a big recruit there.
Missouri, no. Probably no, because Aiden Sinclair and Rocky Elam, right?
I
He's
was
still
gonna
got
say
another
Yep.
year.
Yep.
Oh man.
North Dakota and South Dakota State are potentials. Northern Colorado is a potential.
I wouldn't be surprised Northern Colorado.
UNI.
I feel like but I feel like they just tied up a lot of money in Lira's potential. I mean, I just don't know how much they have.
And they
to
got
offer.
rid of Baylor.
Yeah.
Yeah. UNI is maybe. Oklahoma, no, because they have Buchanan.
Yeah.
Utah
I could
Valley,
see him at
maybe.
UNI.
Could Adam
Really?
Hall be making a call?
Adam Hall.
Adam
You
Hall.
think he's gonna try and get him?
Let me get AJ on the phone.
Yeah, they just got Bear Claw.
I don't
That's
think
Utah. Yeah, Utah.
Yeah.
Right, Utah.
And then you have West Virginia and Wyoming. I could see maybe Wyoming.
doesn't Wyoming still have Joey Novak?
I think.
Yeah, Novak's got like
Yes.
3. Yeah, Novak's got like 3 more seasons, and he's like an all-American cusp kind of guy.
Yeah, but it's not a national champ, cusp kind of guy.
Yeah, but who knows what'll happen next year because AJ won a national championship almost a whole presidential cycle ago.
Yeah, exactly. He's ready for his next term.
Yeah.
as national champ.
How about ACC? ACC, you got NC State, probably not because
No, they got
Trumbull.
No.
Virginia Tech, Andy Smith.
I mean,
Maybe.
yeah.
Virginia is a really good academic school, so I don't. They have Colden Dorfman. It's ranked top 30 for Virginia.
I don't think he'd have trouble starting if he did.
North Carolina could Rob
I think
Cole
Rob
make it a
Cole's
call?
gonna be like, "Yo, AJ."
No.
No way.
I just don't think. I think it's the same thing as Ohio State. I don't think that they're going to mesh.
I mean, I feel like he would mesh better with Tom Ryan than Rob Cole.
Pittsburgh maxed out is still there and pretty young, so that's probably a no. And then who else am I missing
I wouldn't. I wouldn't
Who's
say
the,
it's a full
oh
no.
Duke. Duke is no. That's
No,
Duke will take
academic-
anybody.
yeah, but that's a
Duke's
really
Duke's
top
Yeah.
academic school.
The team would take anyone.
Yeah.
So if I had to put money on it, and I'm not saying that SoCon or Pac-12 or MAC or
Got to be looking at the bigger schools though.
EIWA, yeah, knowing him, I think the only small school that I could see maybe is Ryder, especially since if he has a New Jersey connection.
Yeah.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Do you guys give any weight to my theory that he won't wrestle again?
I think he's gonna try to. It's just a matter of
I think he's gonna like.
He's gonna have to.
I know you seem completely convinced and have full faith that he's not, but
he's gonna have to give a little because he might not get the full extent of what he's probably going to be asking for.
It doesn't sound like AJ Ferrari is going to want to give a little.
Maybe. But all he did, this is how free agency works. You sign a 1-year deal somewhere, you prove your worth, and then you can load that contract long term.
He can say, "Hey, I won a national title. I beat the Big Ten runner-up."
Yeah,
I could see him maybe staying in Iowa, go up to Northern Iowa.
Yeah, you and I could see that.
Yeah,
I don't know if Doug Schwab is going to reach out though.
What about NIU?
Northern Illinois?
I mean, I wouldn't count him out.
I think the bigger story.
Is there Northern Illinois? No, it's Southern Illinois.
It's NIU, isn't it? NIU or is it SIU?
It's SIU.
I thought it was NIU.
Southern Illinois, Edwardsville.
Well, that's Edwards. I thought there was an NIU.
That's Northern Iowa.
No, that's UNI.
Oh, Northern Illinois?
Yeah,
Northern Iowa still has Wyatt Volker.
Oh, I think it's Southern Illinois.
I'm almost positive that. Yeah, NIU. No, wait.
I think
it's Southern Illinois, Edwardsville, SIUE.
Do you guys think there's going to be any other Ferrari brothers transferring?
No.
Oh, maybe the 149.
Anthony?
Yeah.
There's a logjam at Iowa at 174. One of our commenters mentioned that in our last video.
Mm-hmm. With Pat Kennedy, Gabe Arnold.
NIU, Northern Illinois University.
Do they have a wrestling team?
Yes.
Really?
I know what I'm talking about.
Are they interested in AJ Ferrari?
I mean, no disrespect to NIU, but I don't remember this team.
I mean, not that.
Are they D1?
Yes.
Oh, you know who was there? Izzy Olenek.
Oh, is that where he transferred from?
I think so.
Yeah, well, yeah. NIU, I would not be surprised if
Izzy Olenek was at NIU.
They had an All-American in 21.
And they had Izzy Olenek.
Ludwig has been the coach for like 10 years. 10
okay, so each one of us, let's give our top 2 of where we think he's going to land. Mike Lawn, go ahead. Play along for the video.
Sing Sing Prison or Riker.
Oh, shoot.
No, okay, let's see. I really don't think a college is going to take a stab at him. I really think he's going to either go WWE or the MMA route. But if I had to pick a college, I'll go with Ryder, I guess, just because I don't think Tom Ryan's gonna want it. I think that they are building a really great program with their three-headed monster of like Buzakis, Feldman, and Mendez, and I think that they have a really great culture. And they're like, hey, why would we want to potentially mess this up? Bringing in a guy that's a bit of a hothead and an outsider that is a free agent. I mean, Tom Ryan has spoken out actively against how damaging NIL is and the whole scholarship thing. And he's like, this is BS. Like people that
Yeah,
just
but
buy
he
rings.
also wants to be in relevant. Top 5 is relevant.
Yeah, but I think he'd rather earn. Tom Ryan is the guy that's like, I'd rather earn it myself.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, he does have
Plus,
he doesn't
state
get a lot of transfers.
no, well, because he doesn't like that. He's openly said that like on social media. He's like, this is not how we want to roll. And when we do our deep dive about their 2024 recruiting class, we may see that hey, they might just be getting a pretty good guy to fill the 197 spot.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so
So
you're thinking Ryder then.
I'm gonna go with Ryder as a college, but realistically, I think that he's probably gonna try to go to the WWE route, which I think he'd do really well with actually.
Okay, and Mike, what about
He
Joe?
does
What
have
are you
more
thinking?
personality than
And
Gable's.
Gable's got the charisma of a garden hose.
Yeah, I wait. Am I picking one school?
I said
Yeah,
2, but
yeah.
if you want to just do one.
Oh, all right. Well, I would say Northern Colorado or Illinois.
Illinois or
Colorado.
Northern Illinois?
I was gonna say Illinois.
What? You were so hard pressed about NIU, and then now
Yeah,
you're
well, because
changing
you
it.
guys said it didn't exist as a team. You are like,
Well, now we
Don't
confirmed
rope
it.
me
Now
into
that
this.
we
I didn't say
confirmed
anything.
it.
I was just like, I have no idea.
I mean, he might end up at Northern Illinois, but
Okay, so you're thinking Northern Colorado or Illinois.
Northern Colorado gets rid of Baylor Fernandez and be like, hey, how can we spice it up again? Let's add AJ Ferrari back.
exactly.
I'm gonna go with Wyoming
Oh.
because Mark Branch is a former Oklahoma State guy, and as we know, AJ started it all in Oklahoma State.
Pistols firing.
I wonder too if Coleman Scott lands a head coaching position, if he would take on
I
AJ.
don't think there's that many. I don't think there's any open anymore.
I don't think so at the moment.
What are your guys' thoughts on AJ going to Buffalo?
I think Columbia's open. Hofstra's open.
Oh yeah, Hofstra's open.
AJ to Buffalo.
I don't think Coleman's going to.
Hey, he could go to Hofstra. Hofstra, because
I
he's
don't think
from he's got that New York connection. But realistically, I think Wyoming, Ryder, and you know what? Dark Horse, Hofstra.
Not Buffalo?
No. No. So drop a comment down below. Where do you think AJ Ferrari? Okay, first answer this. One, will we see AJ Ferrari compete in the 24-25 wrestling season? And two, if we do see him compete, what team will it be? And give us your top two landing spots as of June 2024. Let us know down below. And thanks for watching Cactus Wrestling.
Thanks for watching. We are Cactus Wrestling, and we'll see you next time on our next video.